Hey there, if you're enjoying this journey, don't forget to follow our channel so you can catch this video and all the ones coming up. And, support us by subscribing, liking and dropping a comment. It really helps us out. Lady Tuti's Secrets, Beauty and Rituals in Ancient Egypt. The tombs of Egyptian nobles from the New Kingdom hide countless treasures. After lying untouched for 3,500 years, a forgotten world has re-emerged from the shadows. The detailed wall paintings not only honor the dead, but also celebrate their love for life and beauty. But were these images based on real life? These faces seen in the tombs are the faces of ancient Egyptians. In May of 1900, the French archaeologist Émile Chassinat bought 49 stolen artifacts, perfume jars and cosmetic containers that had just been looted from a now lost tomb belonging to Lady Tuti, who lived in the royal court of Gorob about 1,500 years before the time of Jesus. Her beauty tools were buried with her to accompany her into the afterlife. These artifacts survived the ages, but a mystery remained. Why did ancient Egyptians, both men and women, wear makeup? What were the oils, creams and perfumes they used? How did they make such fragile, precious materials? Will Lady Tuti's beauty secrets ever be fully revealed? For over 200 years, scientists have tried to unlock ancient Egypt's mysteries. Their discoveries show that Egyptians cared deeply about beauty even in prehistoric times. Since the 4th millennium BCE, people living on Egypt's edges were already using beautifully decorated cosmetic palettes. At Saqqara, Giza and Thebes, archaeologists have found carved vessels showing ingredients being prepared to make makeup. By the time of the Old Kingdom, Egyptians had already mastered the art of making perfumes, and these traditions continued. In Alexandria, excavations of Greco-Roman tombs revealed that people were still being buried with beauty kits and bottles of scented oils. When archaeologists enter these tombs, they often notice a distinct smell, a mixture of ancient fragrances. The mummies themselves still carry their scents. Ancient Egyptians didn't just leave behind stunning artifacts, they also placed items in their graves whose true purposes took centuries to understand. All the evidence points to a thriving cosmetics and perfume industry, one that we knew almost nothing about on the day these people were buried. The elite women of the New Kingdom, like Lady Tuti, were buried with full beauty kits in woven baskets. Archaeologists found combs, perfume bottles, carved spoons, and even reed applicators for eyeliner. Some items were intricately designed, like spoons shaped like swimming girls or ducks, meant to protect the containers from evil spirits. These beauty tools weren't just for the living, they followed people into eternity. But what have these objects really taught us? For a long time they were seen as mere offerings, yet the tombs of the New Kingdom describe a civilization that was anything but peaceful. United after military victories and engaged in active trade with neighbouring regions. Their love of beauty thrived in this golden age. Egyptians clearly had a strong aesthetic sense. Tomb paintings show banquet scenes where the floor is covered in flowers, candles burn in elegant cups, and servants offer guests saffron crowns. Men and women wore fragrant cones of perfume wax on their heads, images we once thought were symbolic, but may have been real. The world inside these tombs puzzled scholars for years. Was this rich imagery real or artistic fantasy? Eventually, archaeologists were able to decode complex recipes from temple walls. They discovered that ancient perfumers used sophisticated methods that took months to complete. Over 160 recipes for oils and creams have been recorded. Egypt preserved this heritage over generations. Even today, research centres and botanical gardens across Egypt are tracing the ancient knowledge of perfumers and cosmetic makers. Many of the same plants are still used today for medicine and beauty, like liglai, a date-like fruit once used to treat diabetes. The oil from it was extracted and used in cosmetics and healing. So why did Egyptians rely on oils? Egypt is extremely hot and dry. People needed creams to moisturize and nourish their skin. The heat also helped the skin absorb oils better, many of which promoted hair growth, kept it shiny or preserved hair color. This tradition is still alive today. If you walk into a modern Egyptian shop, you'll see shelves packed with almond oil, sesame oil, arugula oil, cumin oil, even lees oil, made from 1,000 crushed flowers mixed with olive oil. This ancient recipe is still used by Egyptian women to nourish and strengthen their hair. Many of these herbs date back to ancient Egypt. Coriander used whole or ground sesame, buckthorn, rosemary, and even imported plants like cloves. The ingredients used in perfumes and cosmetics were closely tied to cooking and food traditions. Egyptians pursued beauty with all their senses. One of the most legendary perfume quests was led by Queen Hatshepsut in the 15th century BCE. She sent an expedition to a mysterious land called Punt, possibly Sudan, Somalia, the Horn of Africa, or Yemen. Her ships were loaded with gifts and returned full of aromatic resins, gold, and rare trees. Wall carvings at her temple in Deir el-Bahari show 210 members of the expedition. Zoologists, engineers, priests, soldiers, setting sail on 5 magnificent ships. They visited a land with homes on stilts, palm trees, and friendly locals. In exchange for gifts, the Egyptians received fragrant myrrh, incense, exotic animals, and treasured plants. They even brought back entire trees to plant in Egypt, some of which were cared for in temple gardens. Alongside these were leopards, giraffes, and other rare animals. Egyptians went to great lengths to gather the raw ingredients they needed. Over 3,000 years of history, they faced countless risks to import perfumes and cosmetics from across the known world. During the New Kingdom, Egypt had its strongest foreign connections, military and trade, with Asia, Africa and beyond. As Christian Leblanc, head of the French archaeological mission in Western Thebes, explains, Egypt at this time had active relations with Asia, the south and distant lands. Foreigners came to Egypt, and Egyptians travelled abroad. This exchange helped Egypt grow, and helped shape its love for luxury and refinement. Since the second half of the 3rd millennium BCE, Egyptians had been importing plants, oils and spices, many from regions like Sudan, Somalia, Ethiopia, Yemen, Oman, Palestine, Syria and Libya. Even poor sailors travelled to Cyprus for materials, but Egypt also grew much of its own resources. The lush oasis of Fayoum, southwest of modern Cairo, was transformed into fertile farmland thanks to New Kingdom flood control systems. It became a paradise of palm trees, dates, mandrake and cornflowers, all used in making balms and perfumes. You know, while Egyptians didn't know about animal-derived scents like musk or ambergris, they cultivated countless flowers: jasmine, lotus, chamomile, narcissus, violets and roses. Even today, visitors to Fayoum are struck by how much ancient tradition survives. Farmers still work the land as their ancestors did, protecting fields with palm trees and harvesting by hand. At first glance, modern Fayoum may not seem like a perfume hub, but look closer and you'll find fields of colourful flowers. Just like 3,000 years ago, parents and children harvest them for export to Europe or for use in balms and oils. This 1,000-year-old craft is alive and well. Within sun-dried wooden sheds, these plants become part of a legacy. Wall paintings in the tomb of Rekhmire, dating to 1430 BCE, show these steps in detail. With simple tools like sieves, workers separated chamomile petals, pistils and pollen by hand. Each part was then sifted and used to make top-quality aromatic products. One painting even shows the entire process of turning flowers into balm. Finally, folks, at the end of the video, let me add a closing message, thanking you for listening and encouraging you to follow the channel and watch future videos.